I remember a time when YouTube was goofy, it was silly. If you went on your day off to make a YouTube video at a fishing tournament, you would get made fun of. I've been made fun of by people that now have really successful YouTube channels. They say, what are you doing out there, dude? It's like, I'm making a video. That's what I heard sponsors want you to do. Now, 10 years later, you know, they're making a YouTube video every day. So this is the shift in bass fishing where it's not about so much the tournaments, it's all about the content. Sponsors are pulling out from tournament fishermen, they're going to the content guys. And if you're a tournament fisherman, you better be making content. That's all there is to that. I put that video out 2 days ago about bass fishing, pro fishing. It's not dead, but you cannot do it without the revenue streams of social media and content creation for your sponsors. That's all they're looking for, and figure out a way to share your journey and make it interesting so people watch. Bottom line, that's all there really is to say about that. But what I'm telling you is the tournament fishing thing doesn't really even make sense. From like a fiscal standpoint, it's insane to gamble that type of money. I mean, a tournament fishing organization, the promotion that puts on the tournaments is a casino. And the casino is paying back the same amount of money that it paid in 30 years ago, but it's taking in 100-fold of what it took in 30 years ago. You know, we're getting paid $10,000 last place, $100,000 first place. That's what they were making in 2005. You know, that was almost 20 years ago. And somehow we're now paying $5,000 entry fees. There's no free tournaments anymore. Every tournament you're paying a big chunk of cash, and it goes down. It trickles all the way to the bottom of tournament fishing. I mean, you look at the lowest level, the BFLs, they're making you pay an entry fee for the regionals, which that was always the kicker, was that you, at the end of the year, you had the opportunity to fish for $60,000 with no entry fee. Now it's another entry fee on that. You look at the Toyota Series, those numbers, or the Bassmaster Opens rather, either of those, they've always went up and down, but they've, you know, 1,900 is a lot different than 1,500, especially when you're fishing 3 or 4 of them. You know, that's another $1,000 or another $2,000. And for some reason, the payouts aren't improving. So where's all the money at? I mean, that's what you have to ask yourself in any endeavor you take on in life, is where is the money? I mean, if you are a surfer or a skateboarder, you would say, well, the money's in clothing. The money's in, you know, selling something to this group of people. And, you know, obviously, no one's buying a ticket to go to a fishing tournament. So there really is no paying into it. There's nobody funding this other than the sponsors, and the sponsors are tough to come by. Anything you've seen recently on tournament organizations, they're having a really tough time, you know, creating value with the way everything's going, and sponsors are jumping ship. Therefore, less money to trickle down to the anglers. So it's like, man, we've gotten to this point where we've cut our own throats, we've sold ourselves short. You look at the fishermen that fishermen eat their own. I mean, you look at these fishermen that people have talked about recently where they've got 1 million stickers on their boat, blah, 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 and whatever. We can go on and on about that all day. And I've seen that. I've worked in a tackle store where we would get a phone call. I would come into work. My boss would say, hey, have you heard of so-and-so? I'd say, no, I've never heard of that guy. He goes, well, he fishes this and this, and he said he fished against you. And I'm like, nah, I've never heard of that guy. And then, well, he's proposing a deal that for free, if we wrapped his boat, he would wear our colors. We don't have to pay him anything. We just have to pay for the boat wrap. We got those proposals all the time at a little rinky-dink tackle store that barely had enough money to survive. So I can't imagine bigger companies with bigger money, the crazy proposals they get for guys saying, please sponsor me or just wrap my truck and boat and, you know, I'll fly the colors. I don't know if that's those guys trying to work their way up and take a free deal. But however, there's a lot of that going on. Everyone knows about it, but whatever, who cares? That's not what this is about. This is about the shift that fishermen are experiencing with digital media, that social media, and it's way bigger and way more important than tournament fishing. There's way more money in it. So if you want to fish tournaments or fish for a living and make a good profit at that, you must do social media. It is not even a question. So there you go, guys. That is my 2 cents on tournament fishing nowadays. Get a camera and hit the record button.